So welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn how to become a Salesforce developer. Okay, so the key skills that is required to become a Salesforce developer, that is of two types. Okay, so let's look into that. Number one, the first key skills that is required is declarative development. Okay, declarative development means the development without any code. Okay, so in Salesforce, even if you are not knowing any programming language, you can still do the developments with the help of declarative tools. Now what are those tools which helps you to do the development? Let's look into that. If you click on this, so we can see there are four types of declarative development. Basically there are more, but as a fresh developer or a new developer, this is something you can just look into it. So the first type that we are seeing is object manager. And then now an object manager is something that helps you to create objects, okay, to store the data. To store the data or your own data model, you require some sort of objects. Now Salesforce offers to create the objects just with the point and clicks. Okay, so there are few objects which is already present. Those objects are known as standard object, which Salesforce provides you out of the box. Now there are few objects that you have to create for your own app development. Those objects are called as custom objects. We will look into this in detail when we will learn more about the custom object or the object manager. For now, this is just the basic. Okay, now the second type of declarative development or no code development is business automation. Now business automation can be of multiple types, like um, business development can be done with the help of workflow rules. Okay, there are four types of workflow rules. Now today the workflow rules are quite outdated and Salesforce doesn't encourage you to create a new workflow rules. Whereas the development or the um, basically the development and the any new changes that you want to do on the existing workflows, you can always do it. Now the next type of automation is process builders. Now process builder is little bit advanced than workflow rules. It can do a little bit more than workflow rules, but yet again, combining the workflow rules and process builders, there is something new that Salesforce has introduced in the recent years, that is lightning flows. Now lightning flows does everything that workflow rules, process builders and approval process does. Okay, so the flows are very powerful automation tool which can do a hell lot of uh, development in terms of business automation with point and clicks. Just by uh, using your mouse and the pointer and the clicks, you can create your own automations that runs based on certain trigger conditions. Now what are approval process? Approval processes are the process which allows you to provide permission for any, let's say if you want to take approval for from your seniors in the project or in your actual assignments, or even the sales representatives has to take their approval from the sales manager. Such approvals can be automated with the help of approval process, and the Salesforce admin or a developer can create a approval process which can be help in the organization to take the approvals. Okay, now the next type of development or in Salesforce can be done with the help of security model. Okay, so in security model we basically talk about the security of the overall architecture of the Salesforce, whether it is the internal architecture or the external architecture. Now the security in this security model, when we are talking about So there are, when we are basically worried about the internal security, that is the security of your data within your Salesforce organization. Now the first type of the security model is OWD, which is nothing but your org wide default. Now what is org wide default? When someone wants to develop a model which is running across the org, which is same across the org, that is your org wide default. Okay, now in org wide default, whatever setting we do, it applies to all the that particular objects throughout the organization. Okay, similarly, if we want to do more granular changes to the security level, then we need to take into the consideration that is something more advanced than OWD, that is profiles and permission sets. Okay, and then comes the sharing rules. If we want to share some records with someone else in our hierarchy, then we need to apply the sharing rules. Okay, now when we talk about the user interface development with the point and clicks, that is your declarative development, we talk about two types. Okay, number one type is page layout, number two is app builder, and setup is your overall setup development or changes that you are doing on the Salesforce platform. Okay, so in page layout, basically you define the structure of your application pages, okay, or any particular custom object page. In app builder, you're basically defining the app layout, okay, how the app should look, which objects and tabs you will be developing and applying to your Salesforce org. So that is your app builder. Okay, and then we are having setup. As I told, setup is used to apply multiple things, like it can be help you to create new application, it can help you to create new tabs, okay, or new objects. So for all such development, setup is required. Okay, setup is a option or a button which helps you create all such things on the Salesforce platform. Now that was all about the declarative development. Now let's come into the programming development. Okay, that is using your programs. So in programming development, there are two types of development that happens in Salesforce. Number one type is your back-end development, and number two type is your front-end development. Okay, so now the back-end development is something that is developed using the Apex triggers. Now Apex triggers is something that gets executed when a particular event happens. Let's say a CRUD operation happens on your Salesforce platform. What is a CRUD operation? CRUD means create, read, update or delete operation. Okay, now the other type of backend development can be done with the help of Apex classes. The various type of Apex classes are test classes, asynchronous Apex classes, and the APIs. Okay, so what are the different types of asynchronous Apex? Test classes are basically used to test the Apex classes, and 75% of the coverage is required, okay, to do any of sort of coverage before deploying your code to the production. Okay, now what is asynchronous Apex class? Asynchronous Apex class can be of three types. Okay, so it is basically of four types. I have not included a future method because that's a method. Remaining all the three are type of Apex classes. Okay, now queuable Apex, batch Apex, schedulable Apex is something different types of Apex classes. Okay, queuable Apex is used to synchronize multiple asynchronous Apex one after the other. Batch Apex is used to do the batch operations. Okay, and similarly schedulable Apex is used to schedule any of the Apex classes like batch classes on a regular interval of time. Let's say every day at 12 o'clock, or every week once at 12 o'clock, or every month once. If you want to execute, you need to take help of a schedulable epics. Now, to do any sort of communication with the external system, you need to develop the APIs. Okay, so what are the APIs? APIs are application programming interface that helps you to communicate with the external systems. There are two types of APIs: REST APIs and SOAP APIs. Okay, now let's talk about the front end development. What is front end development? Front end development is something that you see on the front end. Okay, any sort of UI or any sort of the web page you are seeing, that is developed using the front end programming language. So the basic or the core of any programming or the front end develop technology is HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Now in Salesforce uses a framework. So Salesforce uses Lightning Development Framework. In Lightning Development Framework, we are having two types of Lightning development. One is Aura based development and another type is Lightning Web Components. So now these two are these two components both are of same types. Okay, both looks exactly same on the front end. When it is displayed on the front end, you will not be able to distinguish whether it is a Aura component or it is a Lightning Web component or a LWC component. Okay, you will not be able to recognize what sort of component it is. So the core of both of these components is again your HTML, CSS and JavaScript component. Okay, so thank you guys. This is all about today's. What we have learned is we have looked into two types of development that is goes into the Salesforce, that is declarative development as well as the programming development. Now we have seen the different types of development that can be done in the declarative, that is object manager, business automation, security model, user interface. And similarly in programming development we have seen backend development, front end development and its types. Okay, hope you have liked the video. If you have really liked the video, please do like the video and subscribe the video or subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video.